everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shaki and today I'm going to be going through the FILMATHON prompts, the group movie and my TBR for this round, the first round of the FILMATHON. Two things. Number one is I have been gone on the channel for like 2 weeks and I didn't realise it had been that long. I've not posted on this channel for three main reasons. Number one, I was doing Vlogmas, and since I have decided to stop doing Vlogmas and to have a break from posting on my main channel until after Christmas, I just thought I would, you know, come back. I was actually planning on posting videos to the channel during Vlogmas, but then I got laryngitis and I couldn't speak. So that prolonged the process. After I recovered from laryngitis, I went through, and I'm still going through, a depressive swing, a depressive groove. So I'm trying to make a comeback to something I really love. I have still been reading. I am actually 3 away from completing my Goodreads goal. I have still been reading, and although I haven't posted a November wrap up, it might come soon, I don't know. I might not post it, I don't know. It's not really relevant at this point what I read in November, but if you want that, then please let me know. I will still post that, but I don't think I'm going to. So yeah, those are the 3 main reasons why I haven't posted in 2 weeks. I was doing Vlogmas, then I got ill, then I got depressed, and still am depressed. So I'm trying to push through it and do things that make me happy, and that is reading and also talking about stuff I'm reading as well. Second thing, if you are unaware of the FILMATHON, it's basically a week-long readathon I am hosting all on my own, combining books, literature and films, movies together in one readathon because I wanted to make a new one and I haven't seen anyone combine books and movies yet, and those are 2 of my biggest passions, so why not do it myself? And thus the FILMATHON was born! You can go ahead and see all of the other bits of information for the FILMATHON in the announcement I posted. I'll link it down below. I also have a Twitter and an Instagram page for it, so I'll also link those below. The first round is going to be happening from the 7th to the 14th of January, so you have a whole week into the new year of reading before the FILMATHON starts. I did this on purpose so that everyone, including myself, could have chance to read whatever they wanted without a TBR for any kind of readathon for the first week or so of the year. But from the 7th to the 14th of January, we'll be reading to a TBR, and I'm here today to say what those prompts challenges are. Of course, as I've already said like a million times on the social medias, and I'm pretty sure I said it a million times in the announcement video as well, that all of these prompts are completely optional. You can just go ahead and read whatever you read and then come back to the challenges and see if you fit any of those, or you can just read whatever you want to read in 2020. Honestly, it is up to you. You can take this readathon however you want, just as long as you base them on movies. You can even rewrite the prompts if you wanted to, as long as you're partaking, I don't really care. There's also prizes to be won, which I will go through probably in an Instagram post very soon, probably after Christmas that will come out. We've got a lot of prizes to give away throughout the FILMATHON for people who read the most, people who get enough cinema tickets, which I think I went through in the announcement, but basically they're metaphorical cinema tickets, basically just points that can go towards you possibly winning a prize. There's also a group movie, so in a lot of readathons there is a group book, but because this is film and book related, I decided to make it a group movie instead. The group movie for this round is The Colour Purple, which is also a book if you would like to read that for one of the challenges. I didn't actually make one of the challenges read a book to movie adaptation, which could have been a really good challenge now that I think about it. But if you want to like kind of incorporate The Colour Purple in there, I have set up one challenge that could fit it perfectly. It also, again, is optional. You don't have to watch the group movie. You won't fail the whole readathon or deduct any cinema tickets if you don't participate in the group movie. It's just for fun, really. And also, I don't think The Colour Purple is a movie, a classic movie and a classic book that I've talked enough about, so there you go. Speaking of classics, this round of the FILMATHON, the first round from 7th to the 14th of January, is based on classic movies. What better way to be introduced to a brand new readathon than to talk about the classics that we have in the film world? So I've picked 6 movies that I personally think are classics. I've done a lot of research, asked a lot of the people I know that watch a lot of movies to see what they think as classics, and they all agree with my choices. I have picked 6 classic movies and 6 prompts to go with them, and let's just get into them because I'm so excited. I'm also going to give you a very loose TBR in this video just so I can give examples of what I mean by the challenges and the prompts, just so they make a little bit more sense. If you're still stuck after this video, I think I might do a recommendations video leading up to the readathon of recommendations for each of the prompts. So if you also want that, then please let me know down below. So the first prompt officially for the FILMATHON Round one is based on Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo. Vertigo's prompt is to read a book with a spiral on the cover. Now, the reason why I picked this prompt for this challenge, this classic movie, is because obviously the motif in Vertigo, if you've watched it, I studied it in film studies, is spirals. So Alfred Hitchcock, throughout all the movie, creates meaning by using spirals, imagery, and also physical spirals as well. So we've got Madeline's hair, Scotty's metaphorical spiral in his mental health, and we've also got the beginning intro sequence with a lot of spirals in it as well. So it kind of just made sense for us to read something with a spiral on the cover in true Alfred Hitchcock fashion. The book I have chosen to reread and complete this challenge for 4 cinema tickets, because this challenge I think is quite difficult to find a spiral on the cover, I will be completing and therefore rereading Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. Throughout this book there are spiral motifs like in Vertigo, so I thought this book kind of just made sense. I have reread this in 2019 for the Readathon and I absolutely love this book. I would love to reread it a little bit more because it is one of the John Green books that I don't really know a lot about, and also have reread the least. It's one of my favourite John Green books. Not a lot of people do know that, so I'm going to reread this for my challenge of Vertigo. The second prompt of classical films is for Fight Club. Because no one talks about Fight Club, we are going to talk about some underrated books by reading, for this prompt, an underrated book. Now, I don't actually own this underrated book just yet because it has literally just came out, but I think that it is still underrated. It was done so dirty at the Goodreads Awards, and that is I Wish You All the Best by Mason Diva. So this is about a non-binary teen who is kicked out of their house for being non-binary, and that's pretty much all I know. But I was so sold at the point where I found out that A, it was own voices, and B, it's about a non-binary teen trying to find their way in society, trying to find their family and what their place is in society. I was so sold, and although I don't own this yet because it's on my Christmas list and I'm begging that someone buys it for me, I'm still going to include this because I will have it by the time my readathon starts, whether I get it as a present or if I get it for myself, because I cannot wait to read it and I should have read it ages ago, but I haven't had a chance. So yes, an underrated book is I Wish You All the Best by Mason Diva. Let's support non-binary people because they are so valid. The Fight Club prompt is worth 2 cinema tickets. I forgot to say that, but there you go. The next classical prompt is based upon Casablanca. Not one of my favourite movies, but when I think of classic movies, I do unfortunately think of Casablanca. And of course, this prompt for Casablanca is to read a romance book. You don't have to read a full smutty romance book if you don't want to, but if it has a romantic element, I will allow it, or you know, you can just do whatever the fuck you want, I don't really care. But for it to count towards the 3 points that it's worth, it does need to have some sort of romantic element, whether you read a fantasy with a like romance B plot, or if you read a like adult romance, it's honestly up to you. As long as it has a little bit of romance involved, you can get the point. The book I'm going to be reading, and therefore fulfilling the challenge of reading a romance book or a book with a romantic element, is With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. This is one I have been meaning to read for a very long time. It is about a teen mother who loves to cook, and it does have a romantic element in it because I believe that she falls for someone who isn't her baby daddy. So I was really excited to learn that and also be conducting these prompts and pick this book for this because I've been wanting to read it for a very long time. So yes, this is my romance book for Casablanca. The next prompt is for the movie Do the Right Thing, which I personally would also count as a classic. And this prompt is to read a book surrounding people of colour. I know that's really ambiguous, but it can be from any heritage at all. It just has to be a book about them rather than people of white heritage. I feel like not a lot of people talk about Do the Right Thing. I feel like a lot of people forget that it exists. And I also feel like, actually, this isn't a feeling, this is a fact, that a lot of classical movies are centered around white people, are made for white people by white people, and I wanted to really include a prompt as well as the group movie, which is The Colour Purple, some movies that were surrounded by people of colour, or more specifically black people, because they are often overshadowed in the film industry, and I think ignoring that throughout the readathon and the prompts would be very ignorant of me, and I feel like we have to acknowledge this kind of stuff for it to be, you know, changed and reversed, although it will take a long time, and I feel like we are very far away from that with like Jordan Peele and films like Us and Get Out. I feel like things may be starting to see a shift, but we're still a very long way away. That's why I have included Do the Right Thing with the prompt of reading a book surrounding people of colour. The book I have decided to read and gain my 4 points for this challenge is Don't Read the Comments by Eric Smith. This is an ARC copy, which I am so super duper excited for. I won this in a Twitter giveaway by the publicist / the author. I don't actually know which one it was now. But HarperCollins sent me this directly and I won a competition to win an ARC of it, and I'm so fucking excited. All I really know about this to be sold about it and for it to count towards the challenge is that it's about black gamers. They're dealing with racism online and offline, and I'm just really excited for it, and I thought it was the perfect chance to read it before it comes out. This comes out on the 28th of January 2020, so I thought I would read it for the FILMATHON and get a review before it is released, because that's how ARCs work. Maybe if I do this ARC successfully, then people will want to give me more. That's my philosophy. The next challenge is based upon The Shining. Now this is a very, very classic horror movie, and my mum actually suggested this for me because my original list didn't have any horror films on, which she was disgusted at, and to be honest, I see where she was coming from. So I've picked The Shining, and the prompt for this one is to read something violent. That is very subjective. It is completely up to you what you find violent. You could find romance violent because you fucking hate it. You could find, you know, gore violent. You can find thriller violent, mysteries violent because of your emotions that you feel during that time. It is completely up to you. It is so subjective, and which is why I really, really like this prompt. And it suits the film so much because it is so fucking violent and gory. God, it made me feel sick. For this one, I am also giving out 2 cinema tickets just because I feel like it is so subjective, which makes it really easy. The book I am personally reading and completing this challenge with is All the Things We Never Said by Yasmin Rahman. It sounds so violent, honestly. It is about an app or a website called Chaos that matches you with other depressed people and you make a pact to die. It sounds like a more intense version of They Both Die at the End by Asam Silvera, and I'm honestly here for it. And the main character meets the people that she's supposed to make a death pact with, but in the end they actually figure out that life is worth living. The only twist, the violent twist, it says on here, you see where I'm going with this, is that the website app Chaos won't let them leave unless they die, which sounds fucking disgusting and sounds like a Saw fucking movie, and I'm so ready. Like, I'm just so ready. The last prompt is based upon Pulp Fiction, and the prompt for this is to read a book in an unconventional format. This prompt is quite self-explanatory. Pulp Fiction is told in a non-linear format. It is told not back to front, but it's not in a chronological order. So I thought, why not read a book for this prompt in an unconventional, whether that's non-linear or it's the format that it's in, just something about it that's unconventional to, you know, properly commemorate Pulp Fiction's creativity in storytelling. Although, again, it isn't one of my favorite movies, and I did study it to death, and I don't really like Tarantino, I have to include it in this list because it is one of the pinnacle movies for a lot of people, and I feel like not including it on this list is just wouldn't be a classical movies list, to be completely honest. As much as I don't like it, it was on every single classic movie list I could find, and it would be wrong of me not to include it. This prompt is worth 3 cinema tickets, and I have decided to go with Any Poetry by Amanda Lovelace. Again, I have a lot of her poetry on my Christmas list, so I'm hoping that I get a lot of the stuff for Christmas. I'm filming this before Christmas, if any of you are wondering. I have a lot of her stuff on my Christmas list, so I'm really hoping that my mum or my sister or my fiance pull through. If not, again, like, I wish you all the best. I will probably purchase some of her poetry before the readathon starts so I can read some of her stuff. If not, I probably will try and reread the first 2 volumes of Saga, just because I think they're really quick and easy to get through, and it's a really good way of accumulating loads of cinema tickets. I also would really like to reread the Saga volumes because I feel like they're getting a bit much in the storyline, and I'm not really following as much as I could be, so I want to read a lot of them and catch up again, to be honest. So there you have it. Those are all the Filmathon, Readathon prompts for round 1, and also my very loose TBR. It might change again with I Wish You All the Best and the poetry collection. I might actually not be able to purchase them and have to change my TBR. But for now, those are the books that I am completing, and those are the cinema ticket worth for all the challenges as well. I hope I didn't miss any. If I did, I'll have to edit it in, but that's fine. I really hope that you join in. Again, the first round of the Filmathon Readathon is from the 7th of January to the 14th. Again, if you would like to follow the Instagram or the Twitter, they are both linked down below. I hope that you all participate. Tag me in any of your TBRs if you make them, and let's get this show on the fucking road. Thank you so much for your patience of me not uploading for 2 weeks, just because I was ill doing Vlogmas and I was also depressed. But hopefully that has now come to an end, and there are loads of like end of year videos that I want to make towards like New Year and stuff, so I thought it was the time to come back because I need to make loads of content. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know if you're going to do the filmathon, and I will see you next time. Bye!